Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and this is Make It Monday. And I thought what we would do today, since I didn't work with our freebie on Friday, I thought we would work with the freebie today. So this is the 2 pages of the freebie that we gave to you on Friday, and I'll leave a link below where you can go over and download these. It's the little mason jars with the birds on the inside of them. And I have already cut mine out just to save some time. Well, I cut part of them out just to save some time. Now, some of these I have backed, and some of them I have not even completely cut out. But I thought I'd show you a couple of different ways you can use these. Real easy. Nothing hard about it. I've got a little bulb clip here, and I've got the 2 different sizes of the jars. And I'm just going to put them together like that, and then just push this little bulb clip through, and there you go. You've got a little tuck that you can put in a pocket that's got 2 little jars on it that'll slide back and forth, and then they've got journaling places on the back. Now you could go ahead and add like a little piece of lace to the front, something like that, if you wanted to decorate it up a little bit more. I probably will wait until I start to put it in a journal and then see what the journal looks like before I start decorating on that. But I just thought that was cute. You could also just clip it onto a piece of the lace in the journal or something like that. So that's one of the ways. And then the other was, I took some book pages. I'm just going to use this one. And I just folded them in half. And then I'm going to cut it down to the size of a tag. And I'm going to make some tags out of these book pages. So I usually make mine about 3.5. So that's just cutting that little part off. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim this top because it's got some rough places on there. And then we have this, and that's a perfect size for a tag. So I'm just going to glue these together, and it makes it a little bit thicker. You know I don't like my tags thin. And then press it together like that. Then I want to put one of these on here, but I want to put something behind, just a little bit of something. And this is a little scrap that I had laying on my desk. I think we might use that. It's just a little part of an invoice that I used on another piece. Well, I can't hold on to anything today. Put that there. And then I'm going to go ahead, let's see, which one do I want to put here? I think we'll use this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim it out. Then we'll put a little bit of ink around it, just to cover up any places that I might have missed a little bit of that white. And I'm going to lay that about like that. Then we'll cut this into a tag shape. Alright, I'm going to ink around mine. Now I like to use my little corner rounder in the smallest little setting and trim those little points off, because if you don't, sometimes they'll get real jagged when you're sliding it in and out of your pocket. So I like to trim that off. Okay. Now we need to cover the back because you can't really write on that. So I just grab like this. We've got a piece of the book page here that is solid, so we'll use that. We'll just glue that down on there. Okay. Now let's trim this out. Okay, so then you have a solid piece on the back that you can write on. Now, stitching around these is really pretty, but I know a lot of you don't stitch, so if you don't want to stitch, that's fine. I will probably stitch around mine later on when I start to put them in a journal. And then I want a little label of some kind up here at the top. So let's see what we have. Just a little small one, I think. That one's a little bit too light. Let's see. I think we might just use this little green one. It's just a small little label. But we don't need a lot up there. Okay, I think we'll put that right there. South Queensbury, that's what that says. And then you can either punch a hole in it or you can use a little tab. I think I'm going to use a tab at the top on this one. But either way, you can, I think I might use that one. And these are just some tabs that I punched out of some extra paper. When I have a little piece of extra paper, I just use my little tab punch and punch it out. And no, I have no idea where you can get one of these tab punches. I've had mine for many, many years. Stamp It Up is the one who made it, but they do not make them anymore, so I don't know who might. So there is a cute little tag, and it's just a book page, a little piece of scrap, and one of those freebies, a label, and then a little tab. And then you've got plenty of journaling places on the back. So those are quick and easy. Let's make another one. I like to make those with the book pages. It helps use up some of those book pages that you have. Maybe they're not really antique, but they are, you know, they're good to use like this. Now this book I think was like maybe the 70s or something, but it is a good book to use for things like this. And you could leave those little jagged edges on the top if you want. I like to trim mine off. Sometimes they have glue on them, so I just trim them off. Let's go ahead and glue this together. Y'all remember my kiddos. They have been on the road since Saturday, and they'll be on the road until Thursday. I've got the grandkids and the granddog. They was on the interstate a little bit ago, and they had a blowout and scared the life out of all of them, of course, but they're okay. They just got very, very scared. So y'all remember them, that just, they'll be safe. I tell you, I worry myself sick about them when they're out on the road. So I know that so many things can happen, no matter how careful you are. Let's see. I wanted to get that little frame in there, but not necessarily everything else. So I'm just gonna fussy tear it a little bit. This paper is very brittle, so it kind of tears where you don't want it to tear. That's cute. I don't know if it'll go with the jar or not. Not really. Okay, we're gonna lay that aside. We'll do something else. I just saw that laying on my desk and I thought about using it. And here's a cute little piece that we could use, and a jar will kind of go with that, won't it? So I'm just gonna tear this, and I'll use this other piece somewhere else. I always use the extra pieces. You know I don't waste anything. Let's go ahead and trim this off a little bit more. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think I want to put it down here to help cover some of that white that's at the bottom. And I'm just going to ink around it, especially where I tore it. And I also want to kind of fold this in some little places and ink it a little bit to make it look even more vintage. Like that. Okay. We have had a little bit of a cloudy day here today. Surprised me. We've had so much heat and sun the last few days. Well, the last week and a half, really. Not quite as hot today. It is, let's see, well, my watch went dead, so I can't tell you what the temperature is. I thought I had charged it, but evidently it didn't charge. Alright, we got that. And then, do we want to put a little one on there or a big one? I think I'll put a little one on this one, and I want to use this one, I think. So I'm just going to cut this out. Yeah, I think we'll use that right there. Yeah, I like that. And let's use our tag punch on this one. We have a ton of these tag punches in right now. They won't last long, so if you want one, you better grab it. And then I'll use the little bitty one on the bottom corners. Let's grab a label to put on here. We need to print some more labels. There's a cute one. Sorry if you can hear my washing machine. I'm washing clothes. My little studio is right outside my laundry room, so I forgot and didn't close the door. I got too many things on my brain today. Alright, there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and back it. I like to go ahead and back them so that I have that done. And I don't mind if that little bit of writing is on the back of that, so I think we can use this. Yeah, I got a lot on my mind today, and so I completely forgot to close the door until I sit down here and started filming, and I thought, well, I'm not going to stop it now and get up and do it, so maybe it won't be too distracting for you. I'll try to cut out as much as I can. Sometimes that cooperates with me when I do the sound adjusting, and sometimes it doesn't. because I'm not too smart about that kind of thing. Now I started to put this one up Friday, but I pulled my back Friday. So my back has been giving me some pain over the weekend. So I just didn't sit out here to do another video on Friday. I had that one that went up about the sale and all of that and the giveaway. And I just didn't feel like sitting out here and doing another one, so I didn't. So I thought today we would just play around with these and make some tags, which I always need tags. Now I'm going to cover that just with a little piece of scrap probably. Let's see. Ugh, I got so much glue on my fingers. I'm just going to put a little piece of this on the back. It doesn't matter what kind of scrap I'm covering it with. I'm just covering it with a piece of scrap. There we go. So that one is ready to go, other than we need to put a little topper on there. And this one, do we want to punch it? No, I think I want to put a tab on it. Oh, that tab's cute. I like that. And it has a little bit of that flower in there as well, so we'll use this one. It's a small tab, but it'll work. There we go. So that is that one. It doesn't have to be a big tab. Now let's see if we can figure out something else to do with some of these other little jars. So let me think about it for just a second. So another thing that we're going to do with these is make some journal cards. Now this is from my vintage documents kit, digital kit, and I'll link it below. I have torn it in half, and then I'm going to tear it in half again. So we're going to make some journal cards from these. Okay, we'll start with this side. That will make a pretty journal card. Now I'm going to use some of this paper to back it with. One reason, because I have an excess of that paper because I printed a lot of it. And it's good for writing. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and get that trimmed. Now this will not be a very thick journal card, but that's okay. I don't mind that, because journal cards don't really have to be as thick as tags to me, because they're usually a little bit smaller and they go in and out of the pockets pretty well. So I don't worry about those being too thick, as long as they're not flimsy. Okay. See, that's a good writing space. Then we can decide how we want to decorate the front. Now I think I'm going to put a little blue on here. I don't want to cover all that up, but I want to put a little bit of something. So this is just some paper that I have in my stash. I printed sometime last year. And I think it's from Lynn Art Studios on Etsy, I do believe. Yeah, I think I'll put that right there. I'm just going to use my art glitter glue on this one. And then we can decide if we want to put one of these on or not. I don't mind that. And you know what? We could leave the side open and that could be a little tuck if we wanted to. I think I'll put that right there. And on this one I didn't leave the side open, but we might on the next one. This one I didn't have it backed, so I'm not going to leave the side open on it. Now, I have a little scrap piece of lace here that I'm thinking about putting right there. I want to cut this little piece, this little flower off of it, because the other part doesn't have the flower on it anymore. I've already used it on something else. I think I'll put it right there. And we'll still have the blue showing and that. It'll just decorate this part up a little bit more. And I'm going to say that that's the right side. I don't know if it is or not. Let's cut this off. Okay, then I've got my little flower hanging from my scissors. You can tell how sticky my scissors are right now. I'm going to go ahead and cut that little piece right there off. It's going to aggravate me if I don't. There we go. So we got that. Now, I like to round the sides of mine because I don't like that little sharp look there, so I always round the corners with our corner rounder. Oh, I like that journal card. Now let's see if we've got a little label that we can, if nothing else we'll put, I don't know, I got a number there. I may just put a little piece of something down the side there. It may not even be a label. What do we have? Let's just put that little piece down the side. You don't have to run your labels the right way. You can always run them any way that you want. So let's put that down through there. And that little journal card is finished. So that is a few things that you can do with your Friday freebie. There's plenty more. I'm sure you guys will think of all sorts of things, but this is just a few. So I hope you give those a try, and if you do, make sure that you go over and ask to join our Facebook group and leave all of your project photos and things over there. We would love to see them. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.